I'm in London, as you can see, yet again, and it's a lovely sunny day. It's quite warm. In fact, I brought a heavier jacket than I should have done. So we come up these stairs here. Now, I'm not expecting anything particular to go on here today. I just wanted to come out and see what London's like on a normal day when I'm not running around trying to follow a protest march or try and catch up with some or other person to have a chat with, or just trying to keep up with the protest march if I'm actually part of it. So yeah, it's just nice to be out and about. Because I remember standing in this place here when the tractors went past for the farmers' protest, if you remember that, all those months ago. And that was quite a big do, that one was. There were lots and lots and lots of people in that one, and lots of tractors, lots of interest. Today we had, I've seen a couple of Iranian protests, people protesting against the Iranian regime in one form or another, but there are, I saw at least 3 separate protests, and they all look slightly different. So I think it's, although the regime isn't particularly popular over there, it's facing a very fractured resistance. So I'm here with the Voice of Wales boys, and they did interview one of the ladies who's managing one of those protests. I think they'll be putting that interview up in the next, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. They're going to send it to her first to okay it, and then have it publish it themselves. And that, I think, would be well worth a look. There was a bit of emotion involved in that one, as you could well understand, from someone who's, I think, has fled the country and is now here safely in the UK. But the only thing that, as ever, worries me is that brings with it conflict into this country, because people follow those sorts of people to try and shut them down. You get the general idea, and we end up with both sides doing their own thing, and it's something maybe we don't need. I don't know. That's up for us to decide. But we can't allow conflict between both sides to develop here, and that's what we're allowing too much of. We think we're being open and diverse and all the rest of it, but what we're actually doing is importing conflict. You may think it's the right thing to do, but it could cause us the problems in the future, because it then divides us. We get divided by that same conflict, which does, it does concern me, and I think it should concern most people. Do we actually need that sort of thing to happen, or should we say to people who come to gain our safe haven that they must, keep a low profile and keep it to themselves? Is that something we should do? I just do wonder sometimes. Oh, and we've got a little someone who's soaking up the sun here. Look, just having a nice little snooze in the sun. Oh well, to each his own, eh? Or her own, whichever. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's maybe I've misgendered the pigeon altogether. Who knows? Yeah. So anyway, I'm coming back to where I started from here, and you'll recognise these boys, won't you? You recognise these boys here. Yeah, this one. These ones. Look at them. Yeah, there they are. Chin wagging as usual. Chin wagging like normal. We'll come back to them in a minute. Yeah, so as I say, importing conflict is not really a very clever thing to do, is it? And I'm just, as I've said, sorry, we're in a bit of a crowd here. People are stopping, so we're restarting again. So yeah, if we're going to import people, should we or should we not import their conflict with us?
Wondering where I'm going to rest my head.
And we have very colourful characters in London as well, as you can see here. Yeah.
Not willing that any should perish, but all should come to a knowledge of
So I'm going to walk down this side.
You see, we're living in a world of lies now. We're being lied to by the government.
I think he's right there. We're being lied to by the government. That's their job, though. Their job is to lie to us, to mislead us. This bunch over my shoulder here, in there, in those hallowed halls of the Houses of Parliament. Yeah, that lot there.
I'm watching on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
I'm Busker in the Park.
Sorry?
I'm YouTube at Busker in the Park. I've got a YouTube channel.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cheers. Yeah, sorry, I'm sort of. Thank you. Thank you very much. I didn't think anyone would recognise me today. I haven't got a tie on.
Is it going on? Is there anything going on around here today?
No, there's nothing much going on, as I've just been sort of talking on here about this. Sorry, I've just been joined by someone. Sorry, say again your name.
Busker in the Park is my channel.
Sorry, say that again.
My YouTube channel, that's mine.
Is
Busker, oh, there we go. Yeah.
Busker in the Park.
Yeah.
Right, Busker in the Park.
So I've got 335,000 subscribers.
Oh, well done. Yeah, yeah. So there you go. There's another channel to look out for.
Thank you very much, mate. I do. Yeah, this is a very good speaker, this man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Have a good day. Yeah. So there we are. Now, where were we? Yes. How much conflict should we import into the country? It's the more safe haven you offer to more people, the more likelihood is that you will import conflict. And it's not just because the people you're importing bring their own views on their own conflict, it's because the opposition also sends agents in to try and shut them down or set up opposition groups. And that can, if left untended, get rather nasty. And it comes down to how strong are we to withstand those sorts of extra internal divisions within not just our country but in the countries of our allies. They're all doing the same thing. We think we are being wonderful. We think this is so lovely and diverse and we're helpful and saintly people. But is it too much? Are we actually destroying ourselves in the process? Should we allow this? Or should we allow people to openly protest against regimes in other countries here? Or should we say we have a government policy that we voted in? Yeah. And thereby lies another problem. Because the government is meant to be speaking for us in foreign policy terms. But if the government's corrupt, then where do we stand as a people? If the government are doing it for their own reasons, oh look, I want to get a job in America, for example, when I leave, and I'll help that particular regime, I'll help that particular person. So yeah, I do worry about these sorts of things, and I think that diversity is fine up to a point, but diversity, when it brings its conflict into the country, is another thing entirely, and we should be very, very careful what we wish for. We may wish to become the melting pot of the world, but unless we deal somehow with that conflict, then we are in danger of becoming melted, just melting down. Not a melting pot, just melting down as a society. So yeah, I do worry about these things, and this is sort of up for discussion really. I'm only throwing it out there as an idea. What do we do if we are to import people by the million over every couple of years or every few years? Then and they come here with their differing ideas, differing concepts, and they come from a country which is highly divided along sectarian or other lines. How do we stop that affecting our country? We can't just ignore it. We seem to be good at ignoring these things, but we can't ignore it any longer, I don't think, because as I said in a video the other day, the UK birth rate is plummeting. By the mid 2030s, our economy will collapse unless we do actively, and I mean actively, go out and find new people to replace the babies we don't have. And that's the real truth about this. If we don't have a sufficient number of children, then you have to import people to become the workers of tomorrow. You can't just hope that they will do. You can't. It just doesn't work that way. You've got to actively keep your economy together. And if we're not going to encourage people to have children, to have families, and hand out tax breaks for people who have children, then we're not going to have children because people can't afford to have them. And if that's the case, we are going to end up with a severe problem.
Because Sunday is the day they worship the sun.
Because we have to import people to make our economy work. You can't rely on AI yet or mechanisation. It's not there in the scale we need. And also, if we're going to have massively expensive energy, then we can't have AI or mechanisation because you won't be able to build those things. We'll have to buy them from China probably. Yeah, so, and that's one of the big things that is coming out, especially with AI, is energy. The servers of the world are now taking up more and more electrical energy. So we have to generate more electrical energy for the servers, to keep them going. And if we don't have enough energy, we won't have all those servers and we won't have AI. So we might have power cuts just to keep the AI servers alive. Now that would be a bit silly and I don't know. Anyway, those are just my thoughts for the day, and I'm now going to join this. Going to rejoin this group here, and we'll have a little chat. Might have a chat with them later. We'll see how it pans out. We're expecting someone else to come along as well, and we'll see. Okay, I'll catch you all later. Bye.